Broadcasting live from misty rainforest on the plain of Ixalan. This is Tap Tap Concede. Welcome, everybody, to TTC. Graham here.
Cameron here.
Nelson here.
And James is over there. And today, we're going to talk a little bit about the freshly, hotly announced this morning at time of recording, 2 new Wizards of the Coast LGS products. And then we're going to open a bunch of boosters, because it's Crack-a-Pack Day. But first, a reminder that if you want to get your own boosters and have your own Crack-a-Pack Day, you can go to cardkingdom.com/LRR, and they'll ship sealed product anywhere in the U.S. Or singles, if you want to go that route, anywhere in the world.
The world.
In the world.
In the world. And their shipping is super fast, like unreasonably fast. It's a meme at this point. And tell them Loading Ready Run sent me button, please, and they will give you a little 1-inch button. And I think we are still on. That has reach?
That has reach?
That has reach? With, I think it's 2 question marks and an exclamation mark.
Or 1 question mark and 1 interrobang, if you will.
True.
Yeah, I didn't
that
do episode of
it,
Explained.
I didn't do an actual interrobang, but I thought about it. It looked weird.
I'd like to advocate for a button that just reads, I thought it had flying, open parentheses.
And of course, this show and everything that we do on this channel and our other channel is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Thank you for letting us do everything that we do. So this morning, we're recording this on Friday, Mar 13. Wizards announced on a video on Tolarian Community College with featuring guest appearance from Blake Rasmussen from Wizards of the Coast, announced the new Signature Spellbook. So, and it's funny because Prof mentioned that he had assumed, as I had assumed, that the I think they're calling it, is it Commander Spellbook? Is that what they didn't say Spellbook. It's like the Commander.
There's Commander Legends coming up this year. Is that what you mean?
No, there's a
set?
green.
Oh, like the old one?
No. Oh. It's coming out this year.
Okay.
It's 8 cards that are Commander relevant, and they're all green.
Oh, right. Command. Yes,
and
what is the word? It's Commander something : green.
Yeah, and
Commander Staples.
I want to call it Commander Spellbook.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And so
James is Googling it.
So we assumed that because they did the Signature Spellbook Jace and then Gideon, and those were both actually great. I thought those were honestly really great products. They were like $20, and it was a bunch of cool new art and crazy card frame, and you got like one of the 8 randomly. Again, you got in foil, and I bought both of them. I thought they were really cool.
Basically, both great deals.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say they announced that this green thing. I don't remember what the name is called, and we were like, oh, okay, so that's what they're doing this year. James seems to have found what it is.
It's just called Commander Collection Green.
Commander Collection Green. Okay, cool. But no, they announced Signature Spellbook Chandra.
Yeah. With the Chandra Torch of Defiance, the 4 ability Chandra.
We got to see our friend Christine Sprankle on Prof's video. By the way, shout out to Prof for getting this official release video. That's kind of rare. We all get spoilers, like various content creators get spoilers when new sets come out, but product releases.
I hope he got paid for. I hope Wizards actually paid him for doing their marketing.
I
for
wouldn't
them.
be surprised if they did, and if not, it's probably still just a lot of views he got. So that's nice too.
But yeah, I think we're looking at it now on the video version of this very podcast. The Torch of Defiance is just awesome. I love the gold accents around the loyalty symbols.
Yeah, that's nice.
Really sweet. And also, I saw a lot of comments that were like, awesome to pick this Chandra and not like the first Chandra, because the first Chandra is cool, but this one people play.
Good. They did give us Gideon Jura recently, and it's like, okay, but no Gideon Ally or no Gideon of the Trials, like no Gideon Blackblade, like
And we don't know we don't know all the other cards, but we do know one other card, which is Past in Flames. And just like the Jason Gideon spellbooks, these are cards that didn't originally feature Chandra, but are good cards that a thematic link from the name can be made to this Planeswalker with new art featuring this Planeswalker. And this is a prime example of that.
This art is fantastic.
Do you think we're going to get Reb or Pyroblast?
Ooh, I don't know. So they've
Probably
said
Pyroblast?
So there's 8.
What did they give us in Jace?
I thought it was Blue Elemental Blast.
It might be
Jace.
Red Elemental Blast then.
So
one of those 2 was in Jace, wasn't it?
8 cards in total, and I think Blake said
5 of them. Are
5
new
of them have new art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
we've seen 1 new art.
And 1 reprint.
So we have 4 more new arts. This one I really like. I really like the sense of motion, like what's happening with Chandra's body right now. Like she's kind of like, I don't know, recoiling. Yeah, I don't know. I like it.
And we've seen the key art for the set is young Chandra, like Acolyte era Chandra, sort of doing like some sort of big arms thing.
Which could literally be any red
It could
spell.
be any red
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah.
Going Super
Could-
Saiyan.
Could be lightning bolt. Who knows?
Though I guess you could do from the numbers, because Chandra Torch of Defiance is 1 of 8, and they do them alphabetically, and Past in Flames is 4 of 8. So
Okay.
some suppositions could be made within there.
Right.
Anyway, and that'll be an LG, much like the previous Spellbook products, that'll be an LGS thing that you can buy at your local game store, and they don't do MSRP anymore, and so it'll probably be around the same, which is about $20. So I'll definitely be grabbing one of those.
I think that's about $20 US, right? I think I want to say they were like 25, 30 Canadian.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was still like, for both the first 2, the blue and the white, when they came out, if you were to buy these 8 cards the day before it was released, you would have spent easily twice as much money. So if you're interested in like even 3 of these cards, it's like a good deal.
Is it annoying anybody else that these are not coming out in Wooburg order?
No.
No, I don't care.
Just
Yes,
me?
it is.
All right.
It's annoying you
Yeah, that is
and
just-
all the other people that share
are like me?
your,
All right,
share
fair.
your trauma. Yeah.
So Exquisite Firecraft. I'm saying is
Ooh.
You're calling
2
Exquisite
of 10.
Firecraft? Okay.
All right, all right.
And then
I'm almost satisfied. Like, I don't even know. I think the other 6 could be duds, and this would still be a decent deal.
Lafadard, maybe?
Sure, maybe. Yeah, I mean, like,
Pyrotechnics.
let's dream
Or-
big here. What do we really want? We'd love to see, like, Lightning Bolt.
Pyretic Ritual.
What's the best?
Lightning Bolt.
What's the best
Oh,
red?
Just
Lightning-
Lightning Bolt would be
I don't
great.
think Lightning Bolt is a Chandra thing. I think that would be more like the...
All right.
She doesn't do like...
Fire Blast?
Wild Slash would be nice for
Yeah,
the
Wild
Pioneer
Slash.
team, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like
Starts with a W, so it could be
I would
Lasco.
absolutely see a ritual.
Yeah, I'd love a ritual, Pyretic or Desperate or the Cold Snap one.
What are the 2? Because
no, I touched my face.
the 2 other ones that have reprint art will presumably already feature Chandra, right?
Yeah, so,
So-
Exquisite Firecraft doesn't need new art.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chandra's. What's the name of her Phoenix? Is
Spitfire?
it just Chandra's
Oh yeah, there's
Phoenix?
also Chandra's Phoenix. Yeah,
Maybe that.
she's in that. Yeah,
Are we finally going to get a reprint of Young Peasy?
that'd be nice. That'd be neat. Maybe
Oh.
as Chandra. Chandra
Finally,
as
the
young
Chandra
pyromancer.
fanboy, like
Yeah.
her, they're with the young pyromancer.
Yeah.
We see like Chandra, like a young Chandra doing a trick in the street, and there's a little kid, like a toddler, running
just
after her, being like, "Yeah,
That would be so good.
yeah, that'd be sweet."
Yeah, Chandra's Phoenix. I could see them reprinting that one straight up.
That card's pretty cool. I mean, you used to see some play in Canadian Highlander.
Just
Both these first 2 that are
looks
spoiled.
rad. The Regulator, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
A lot of good options. I'm trying to think of what the best like X spell for them to reprint here for
X
for
spell.
Commander. If you want to deal damage in Commander, are you mostly just Comet Storm? Like I don't know if that's a good one for this box. Earthquake
Banefire?
maybe. Banefire is okay for one
Uncounterable?
player. Yeah.
Well, it can't be Banefire because that would be before Chandra.
Right, can't be Banefire.
Right.
Could be Demon Fire. That one's close to as good.
Yeah, is there... Yeah.
Doesn't really thematically fit the
What
name.
about like
but-
what about the Miracle 5 damage? That would be kind of a cool one. to
Oh.
reprint.
Yeah.
Thunderous Blast or whatever it's called.
Not
or
fiery.
or the good one, the good
Yeah,
Miracle.
Bonfire.
Bonfire.
But
Oh, it
it's-
can't be Bonfire the Damned
Can't be
either.
Bonfire.
All right.
Unless they print a 0th card.
Thunderous Wrath. Ooh.
I've always kind of liked this card. It very rarely shows up in anything, but it's
Gorgeous artwork by
It's
Adam
a,
Paquette,
yeah,
though.
exactly. It's a neat card too. Like all the miracles are kind of cool.
You just draw it and you're like, oh, nice.
Again,
Have
though,
you
this
ever
is
drawn it
more-
on after turn 0 though? It's always or on turn 1. It's always like turn 1 on the draw. Like you draw,
Yeah.
you don't have any mana. Like that's when I always draw it.
This is more in the Thunder and Lightning realm than the Fire realm. So,
Sure,
you know,
sure.
not
Thematically
really
off,
sure,
maybe.
so.
Okay.
But your
move on. Yeah,
mention
go ahead.
of the spell books sort of
Yeah.
being good value because if you bought those cards separately, then you were getting a pretty good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Is very relevant to the other thing that was announced this morning,
right.
which is Secret Lair Ultimate Edition.
AKA
Weird name for it. It's Secret Lair Enemy Fetchlands is what it is.
Yay.
And here's a picture on screen. As you'll notice, this episode is broadcasting from Misty Rainforest on the plain of Ixalan because they have Seb McKinnon actually doing Misty Rainforest on the plain of Ixalan. They have Arid Mesa on the plain of
Wait, don't tell us.
Ket, sorry.
Cam hasn't seen it yet. Okay, so let's see the Amonkhet. This
Very
is,
handsome.
Would you have guessed it from the
yeah.
from the ruins of
John Avon,
the temples of
all right,
of
so
the Amonkhet
guess.
people?
Okay, so you can guess the other three. Scalding Tarn.
Ooh, I want to say Scalding Tarn is either.
Have you seen it yet? Let's see the art.
Dominaria or Ravnica.
Okay, have you seen the art? Okay.
Oh, no?
Amonkhet.
Or is
I'm going to
this-
guess Alara. That's my guess for Scalding Tarn.
Yeah.
You can have a different one if you want. Okay, no?
Well, I mean, like, on Alara, this would have been some map. Because we actually have seen a lot of Izzet-colored stuff in Commander products set on Alara,
Oh, okay.
right? From where, like, this weird mashing together of Grixis and, or Naya and like, Esper. Or,
Right.
Yeah.
Grixis and Esper.
Like, there was that weird Minotaur
Grixis
cascade.
and John.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
This is actually, you were right the first time, Cam. This is Dominaria. This is
Shiv?
This is Shiv, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Cool. There's a Verdant Catacombs, right?
Thank you. Verdant Catacombs, fairly obvious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's a giveaway. Okay. Yeah. fair enough.
Yes. Colors.
Yes. Precisely. The symbol of her church. Yes, this is Verdant Catacombs is on Innistrad. And then the fifth one, take a guess here for the
Now,
Marsh.
I guessed while I was watching the video, and then turned out I guessed
Is
right,
this
and this is where I stopped
Lorwyn
watching
or
it.
It is
That's right.
Lorwyn.
It's Lorwyn. Good
Yeah.
guess.
Elena Danner's
Nice work.
Marsh Flags on Lorwyn.
We all got it.
Nice work, Elena.
So that's awesome. They look
These are
great.
gorgeous.
And people want
Yeah.
fetchline reprints. And obviously, Nelson, I presume you have an interesting take on this, that these are finally a secret lair that is only through LGS.
So stoked.
Only through LGS.
So stoked.
Not even like all retailers. Like you won't be able to get these on Amazon
Walmart,
or at
yeah.
Target. This is for WPN stores.
Yeah. We
And
cried, and they listened.
Yeah, and in the video, Blake said any WPN. It doesn't matter what level you are. If you're a WPN store anywhere in the world, you can order these.
Right.
Cam, how much do you think? Reminding that there is no MSRP from Wizards, how much do you suspect these are assumed to be going for? This is 5 cards in a very large box.
5 enemy-colored fetch lands.
Yes.
I'm going to say $149.99, Graham.
That's not a bad guess.
Canadian or U.S.?
Well, let's
All right.
Yeah,
Keep-
let's
keep
do
it-
Canadian.
Okay.
Okay. So
All right.
then you're much lower.
Oh.
So the
$199.99.
Blake said in the video on Tolarian Community College that, of course, there is no MSRP, but they assume that these will go for a little more than the Commander Anthology did previously, which is to say is about $170
Okay.
is what they assume. Now,
I think that's what we sold Commander Anthology for Canadian.
right.
Or something like that. Oh,
Now-
no, sorry. Go ahead.
What if you bought all 5 of these individually?
Right now,
Yeah.
your MSRP is closer to like 400 Canadian or something.
Yeah.
I think
Jesus,
so.
really?
I think
The
so,
Tarn
yeah.
is still...
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a chance to even sell many of these lately because they're so like Yellow Jacket's a pretty small store, and yeah, they're just very in demand all the time. But I think the last time I sold a Scalding Tarn, it was like 3 numbers, like it was like $100 or 105
I believe
or something
that.
like that. Yeah, and then the white, like the non-blue ones, basically of the enemies are a bit cheaper, more like 50 or 60 Canadian. So, but still, that's like 380. Like, I don't know if any of them are cheaper than $50. So if you can get 5 for $200, that's great.
How many of
currently.
these can an LGS get?
James was looking that up before.
I think he said 10. Did you say 10 each?
Sorry, it is. Yeah, they will receive no more than 10, and I'm currently pricing out all 5 on Card Kingdom. So give me just 1 second, and
Yeah.
I will let you know.
I'll take 4.
Yeah, good luck with that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess the discussion around this, because some people are upset, because
Sure.
I mean, people are upset about anything
There
Wizards
was
does,
news.
but
We're
there's
going to be upset about it.
Yeah, but I think there's some reasonable
How
sort
dare
of
they?
expectation thing here. Well, it's people wanted reprints of Fetchlands, have been demanding them for a while, and as recently as last week, people were like, well, they'll never do it as a secret lair. And it's like, what do you mean? They'd be printing money. And it's like, yeah, but they wouldn't do that because that would just be blatantly just printing money, and then this is what they've done. And so some people some people are like, annoyed that they are just, Wizards known for pretending the secondary market doesn't exist, just being like, well, we know what these are worth, so that's how much we're going to sell them for. Like, you can't really fall back on the like, they're highly collectible. For
no, the price tag does come with the box, right? That is part still of the no, it is. That's part of the legal argument, right?
Yeah.
Because like I don't know if those of you who have worked in LGS and had a kid come in and say like, hey, why is a pack of Modern Masters more expensive than a pack of Amonkhet, right? And you have to be like, well, it comes in this different box, right? Because like from the factory's point of view, like from the producer's point of view, the manufacturer, it's just like, yeah, there's making 15 cards, putting them in a pack, but the box is different.
So 2 things.
Yeah.
One, going at Card Kingdom, buying the cheaper version of all 5, $275.95.
That's US?
Oh, yeah. So that's about 380 Canadian dollars.
Ooh, on the nose.
And then something else that we didn't mention yet is that while these will first be available through WPN stores across the globe, there will also be a super drop at some point.
Oh, so now the super drop, because Blake was talking about this. That's going to be a week. I think he said a week or 2 after these come out in LGSs, and that is another cycle of secret lairs. It's not these. It's a cycle of secret lairs like their first secret lairs, where it's like there's 5 of them and they're available 1 day at a time each for 5 days, sort of thing.
Okay.
But if you buy the bundle of all of them, then you will get a random 1 fetch land.
All right.
But the 5 aren't the fetch lands. There's something else.
Yeah, no, they're separate. This thing, the 5 fetch lands are an LGS thing. But
Neat.
if when they do their next, when they do their next secret lair sort of bundle, if you buy the super bundle, you will get randomly 1 of the 5 fetch lands with it.
So you just have to buy 20 bundles, and then you'll
statistically speaking,
and then you'll have 20 fetch lands, as if you'd bought 4 of them.
Just get single monotarns the whole way. Just ride that lightning.
Go for it, yeah. Build all 5 of your storm decks. Okay, so yeah, it's mixed news. Obviously, I don't know what the best thing was. I guess like if you're loud and complaining on the internet like me, you probably in your underwear, rapping at your keyboard,
Nelson,
like me, yeah, just every day. You probably remember when cards came in booster packs, and you'd be excited to see Marshflat's Inverted Catacombs in a set, and then they would be at your LGS singles, and they would be real cheap relative to what they cost now. So that is a legit complaint, but I'm very happy to see that they're giving at least LGS a chance to sell this secret lair.
I'm super happy
as
about
opposed
that.
to just selling it themselves. So that's like certainly a step in the right direction. I like that.
My big memory of Tarns was trading for things and having the value of the trade not quite equaling out. So people just being like, "Oh, I'll throw in a fetch."
Right. Because you guys started playing in Innistrad, and then Zendikar came out the year after.
I played.
Or what?
We started playing in Scars. Oh right, yeah. We started playing
Alara.
just at the end of Alara, yeah.
Right, but so you're around when Zendikar comes out, and then it's like, yeah, they were very cheap.
Yep.
And like anything in Standard, every rare in Standard, if you can sell a rare in Standard for like $3 Canadian, that's like decent. That's like above the curve, right? Like half the value of a pack is higher than half the rares or something.
I just remember somebody being like, a couple of years after Zendikar, still bemoaning the time that they traded a prime time for 3 fetches.
Right. Yeah.
Oof.
They also mentioned
match card prices change.
They also mentioned at the end of this article that this will not be the last time this year that there will be opportunities to pick up fetches. There will be another way to pick up some stylized versions of the Fetchlands layer this year that will also be in your local game store. So we don't know what that is yet.
Cool.
But
that's also
this
good
is
news
not
for the LGS.
this is not the only way Wizards is getting those cards into the hands of players this year, which is great,
good
right?
News.
I ultimately maybe this is a really outsider take. I cannot bring myself to be that emotionally invested one way or another in the existence of secret lairs. I know some people are very mad about the entire notion about Wizards selling directly or selling even through the LGS, just being like, here are 5 cards. We know they're worth a lot, so pay us a lot for them. And I just can't get that mad about it. I'm like, okay, then like the Theros Constellation ones, I was like, those look sweet. I want to make some commander decks. I'm going to buy that. Then the Thalia one came out almost immediately afterwards, and I was like, I don't care. I'm not going to buy it, and I don't care. And it's like I don't know. I've talked before on this podcast about how I can't whip myself into a rage frenzy for every piece of news just for clicks. But in this case specifically, it's just like secret lairs. Boy, there's so many of them, and they're happening all the time. And generally speaking, I'm like, yeah, all right, cool,
Yeah.
neat, sure, why not? Or like at worst, I'm like, eh.
Yeah, like I bought the Bitter Blossom Dreams.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
I am really happy that Spellbook is back in an LGS thing, and that this is an LGS thing. That's the part that bugged me, is that they were just like, we're going to sell directly, just from us, right? Because it's like they're sort of cutting that sort of slice out, and that bothered me because I like our LGS. Like
Thanks.
I like YJ. It's got old carpet, but I love it in there.
Yeah, it's dirty and gross, but also we love it.
So I'm happy about that.
We
but
vacuum it. Just looks dirty.
Yeah. It's been there for a long time.
It's old. It's so old. Yeah, it's a cool product in general. Everything, like we're all harsh nerd fanboys. Of course, we like Magic cards, but it's disappointing when you see the LGS kind of cut out because I don't know, like except for some obvious outliers that you've had an experience with, or that someone who's had an experience with. I think on the whole, like LGS owners are sort of the good guy. Like running the LGS business is hard. Profit margins are bad. Everyone who's doing it is doing it for the love of the game.
And
basically.
you need that physical space. You need that. You need the gathering of Magic. Many people have said that's not a unique take from me, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. And I think you lose a lot of the game if you lose the social aspect of the LGS.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad about this. Whether or not you're a fan of Wizards being like, well, we know these are valuable. Here's one that's real expensive. Buy it. It's like for me, I'm like, the other side of that tracks, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they could offer this Secret Lair product for something like $20 or whatever, like just cover shipping if they wanted to. They don't charge extra for all their draft commons that they put into a pack, so that there's an argument there. But there's another side of that argument too, where they're like, yes, they're lining their pockets, but it also serves to prop up the price, if you will, of these already expensive cards. And so there's collectors and LGS owners, card sellers who kind of care about that.
Right.
There's always another side of that coin where you're like, well, if the price goes down, then all the other ones are worth less too.
Yeah, I assume if they sold this for like $29.99.
Yeah.
Right. The LGS that just bought your
Yeah,
foil tar
exactly.
is kind of out a couple $100s.
Right, exactly. And then that's, that hopefully any given store can take the hit on that. But like there's ripples. So the idea of like printing, and I think that's what they've done kind of with the Masters sets, is like they print some more, like mystery boosters, maybe another good example, where it's just like whole bunch of reprints. But I haven't actually noticed a lot of the cards for mystery boosters price changing.
No.
So it's like the kind of thing where like no one really complains. It's just like, well, there's an opportunity to buy, so that's nice. People like that because like, oh, look, a Bloom Tender is actually in the store right now. I could buy it, as opposed to the last 3 years when there wasn't one.
I mean, to be fair, Mystery Booster just came out, actually came out today, right? Like, it's existed in the convention world, and that's definitely gotten some cards out.
Like 8 months, though, right?
But
It's been around for a while.
We
but
work on
only,
hype, though, right? Like, we're all like the pricing and like the Magic mind or whatever is always like about the next thing.
Yep.
So it's the list of cards that are reprinted has been out for a while. So then if you're like holding a card to sell that's in that list, you immediately drop your price.
That's fair.
But it doesn't come down
So
that
I guess,
much. There's not that many of them.
So if I correct me if I'm wrong, but to sort of crystallize what you're saying here is like $165 sounds like a lot for 5 cards. But if you, a player, want to buy fetchlands, this is actually a very good deal. And if you are an LGS, then obviously you get to sell these, but also this doesn't like tank your existing stock of these fetchlands.
I also want to say that there's going to be some LGS owners that just choose to sell these for $350, $400, and I don't really fault them for that. They're alternate art. They look nice. You get a nice box. I don't know if the box is going to have any value, but
I like a good box.
I feel like
you can reuse the box. I'm not like I thought it was a little.
Brian in his videos like you could put whatever you want in there, or Blake whoever Blake maybe it's like you don't have to put the fetchlands in there. You can display something else. It's like who will do that? And I'm like maybe you.
Is it like the how big is the box? I'm trying to get
it's like this.
Well, yeah, no,
it's like this. Yeah.
Is it deep enough to hold cards being stood up? Could you use it as a cube?
Oh, I see.
I can't tell.
Probably not.
They would. I think so. I think they would poke out the top of just the bottom, but with the lid closed, I think you'd clear it.
I'm going to be the person who says if this is not built to support cards like a cube or like stacking them lengthways, like Cam is suggesting, this is the most idiotic thing that I have ever seen produced in the world.
Yes.
Like seriously.
Kind of like a fail.
Yeah, no, like
horrifically stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to be like diplomatic about it, but like if it's a big display,
but you're on a podcast with James, so don't worry about it.
James has got my back here.
Yeah.
Now I get to be the good guy.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I mean, it looks like it's about the same size as the holiday boxes, which were that size.
Yeah. So that was the word I was looking for. Was the holiday?
You need to get your own dividers, I guess. Unless they have dividers and they just aren't telling us for some reason.
I think they're not going to fit Magic cards standing up, you guys. I think it's going to be too thin. Like I don't think it's going to work. My guess is, well, what product is this most similar to? It's most similar to other Secret Lairs, right?
Because the Secret Lairs held a commander deck.
Yeah, those boxes are fine.
Okay, or it's also similar to.
I wish they had a magnetic clasp, but not the little paper thing.
This is bigger. Okay, well, hopefully I'm wrong because I like it when boxes are reusable too. But it's the next most similar thing is to From the Vault, and you couldn't really use the From the Vault boxes for anything.
No.
Yeah.
No, but this is needlessly large. Like the box did not have to be this big for these 5 cards.
Yeah.
Right? They could have done it like a From the Vault box, and it would have been way cheaper to ship.
Or just another Secret Lair.
Another Secret Lair, like the Goblin one and the Kitties one.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, I'm bringing it back on the overlay. If you actually look at the back image of the box, you can see that.
Oh yeah, the hinge is halfway through.
That's what I'm saying.
They're angled. Like it goes up towards the back. You can see that it's a little lower on the front there.
Okay.
So again, it feels like this box is going to be big enough to hold your cards standing up straight.
All right. Good.
Yeah. Good.
Great.
I hope that to be true.
$400 or $450 at some LGSs, and I don't fault them for it. Everybody only gets 10. Part of what these things are, like what the From the Vaults were, is just like a way to try to keep the LGS in business. And they took a harsh left turn from that. Last year Arenas released, and then Secret Lairs start happening in December, and it's like, well,
now I mean, I came from a place where the LGS owner absolutely took these and sold them on eBay.
Sure.
Right.
Woof.
And was like, if you want one, there they are.
Right. Yeah. You can save on shipping.
I mean, I get it.
No, you can't.
Oh,
yeah.
Harsh. Okay.
Now, do you in your experience, Nelson? Do you think? I know that you don't. I don't actually know who specifically handles purchasing and stuff for YJ. Do you know if these are going to be if you want to? Are you going to be able to say yes, all 10, please, or is it going to be like
no? There'll be a lottery for you can put your name on the wait list to get one.
I assume
at YJ, yeah, because there's going to be we get 10, and then there'll be No,
but will YJ get 10?
Will YJ be able to get 10?
That. I thought you meant as a player. Yes.
I
think our distributor will just give us 10 when YJ asks for 10.
Oh,
sorry, I got confused about pronouns.
I assume they'll use a similar system to the Secret Lairs, where they print however many get ordered.
Right. Yeah. It's Secret Lair for LGS stores, probably.
Good, because that's
a good guess.
Yeah, my worry is that someone goes in and they're like, hey Ed, are you getting any of these? And he's like, well, the distributor only had 2, so I've only got 2. One of those things.
Right.
Because that would be miserable.
That would be a little miserable, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Let's hope not.
I hope not too.
Yeah.
Well, turns out a much more involved discussion than we had intended for this episode, which was supposed to be a Crack-a-Pack episode, so I guess maybe it's not.
We can still stuff in 2. No problem,
We
right?
can do 2 Crack-a-Packs. Sure, let's do
Maybe.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeet.
You did yoke that.
Oh. Boomerang dice.
20.
20. Well, what do we want to do? What do we want to do for 20? Want Modern Masters?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
20 is just you pick? You don't count 20?
Why not?
All right.
You can't tell us what to do.
Crit.
Modern Masters 2015 in a fancy box.
This is one of my favorite sets. It's top 5 for me.
I still like these
draft-wise.
cases.
I missed the Chiclets pack too.
I was
Save
hoping
Mother
they would
Earth.
come back to that.
Yeah.
Eventually.
I thought, well, so it was too loose, right? The cards
Yeah.
rattle around and did some of them get a little damaged, right? But I thought they would just make it a little tighter next time, right?
Wolf token. All right. First up, Matka Rioters. 2 and a green for a star with domain. Power and toughness equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control.
This card and mechanic is one of the reasons it was my favorite, or one of my favorite sets to draft, yeah.
Blood Ogre. 2/2 for 2 and a red with Bloodthirst 1, which means if an opponent was dealt damage this turn, this enters the battlefield with 1 additional +1/+1 counter. And it has first strike.
Bloodthirst is a good mechanic.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Blood Throne Vampire. It's a 1/1 for 1 and a black. Vampire. Sack a creature, gets +2/+2 until end of turn.
How much
Good
mana
card.
do I have to pay to sacrifice a creature?
None.
A 0?
And it doesn't tap the card.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, also, I just wanted to go back to the Ogre. Bloodthirst
yeah.
was so good because it just made me sweat as a blue player about being
yep.
like, is this a bad attack?
Yeah, if you have
Do
a
they
Bloodthirst
combat
creature
trick?
and a giant growth, you're just like having so much fun.
Yeah, you got him, right? You got the pincer maneuver.
But sometimes too, you just like you get it, Bloodthirst is good for like teaching players to bluff, right? And sometimes you just are making kind of a bad attack and throwing away one creature to like play a different creature with a counter on it, which might be better than the creature you lost, right?
Yep.
So I like that about it.
Next, here you go, Cam. Here's how to save yourself. Vapor Snag. Single blue mana for an instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Its controller loses 1 life.
But then you just
for
have the
fun.
same problem next turn.
But then you know. and,
Yeah.
and the tempo.
And you've drawn a card since then.
Here's a weird thing. Moonlit Strider. 3 and a white for a 1/4 spirit, apparently. Sacrifice it. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. And it has Soul Shift 3. When the-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to
interrupted.
say, when this creature dies, you may return target spirit card with converted mana 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Generally speaking, the Soul Shift spirits all shift down 1 CMC every time. So this is a 4-drop, and you can get a 3-drop, and often that 3-drop spirit in its original format anyway would have Soul Shift 2 and so forth. Cam.
Soul Shift was my ultimate mechanic for me drafting it and being like, this is going to be so cool. And then I play it and just die. I just die because I'm paying 4 for a 1/4.
Yeah.
in,
It's very
in a
grindy.
master set.
Yeah, it's very slow mechanic, but it's powerful. It's card advantage.
Bone Splinters. Single black mana. Sorcery. Sack a creature. Destroy a creature.
I think they're going to keep coming back to this one. It's gotten several reprints now, originally from Shards of Alara, I think.
a
Or
good-
Conflicts. Yeah.
Gnarlid Pack. 1 and a green for a 2/2 with multi-kicker, also for 1 and a green, and it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each time it was kicked. So it's a 2/2 for 2, and then it's a 3/3 for 4, and then it's a 4/4 for 6.
Probably
And
wins the
that's
award
a-
for
goes
card
far.
most bounced by Jason Limited.
Brutal.
Brutal. Yeah.
Goblin Fireslinger. 1 mana, 1 red mana, 1/1. Tap deals 1 damage to target player. Great for enabling Bloodthirst.
Yeah.
Bloodthirst deck, yep.
Bloodthirst training wheels right here.
Cathodian. 3 mana, 3/3. When Cathodian dies, add 3 to your mana pool.
I've like never done any shenanigans with this or the 4-drop
Yeah.
from Legends, but every time I'm like, oh yeah, I should try
yeah.
to sacrifice that to cast a big spell or something, and I'm just always like, this is a Centaur Courser.
Yep, I always play this guy, and then another one of the cards where I play it and it does nothing, and my opponent plays it, and I just die.
Right,
I
right.
don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Darksteel Citadel is an artifact land. It is indestructible, and it taps for 1 colorless.
You can play this in every Eternal format.
Yep.
Artisan of Kozilek is a 9 mana, 10/9 Eldrazi. And when you cast it, you may return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. And it has Annihilator 2.
You can cast this in every commander deck.
This is it's very good. honestly. It's quite a good card. Boros Swiftblade is red and white for a 1/2 human soldier with double strike.
Very
Neat.
early 90s D&D art
very.
going on here.
Yeah, this is from the first Ravnica set.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now
You're seeing the soldier halfway between his first strike and his regular damage.
yeah, you are, yeah,
Right?
with the blood dripping.
Because
from
look at his
blade.
face. It's like he's not done.
No.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you.
He's still low to the ground, but he's just killed something.
If you're wondering how you're going to cast that Artisan of Kozilek, by the way, our next uncommon is the Everflowing Chalice, a 0-mana artifact, but it has multi-kicker 2. And it enters the battlefield with a charge counter on it for each time it was kicked, and it taps to add 1 color to your mana pool for each charge counter on it. So if you play it by itself for no mana, it doesn't do anything. Well, it taps for nothing.
It turns on your Mox Opal, maybe.
Sure. If you play it for 0 with a kicker of 2, then it taps for 1. If you play it for 0 with a kicker of 4, it taps for 2, and so on and so forth. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a good card.
Crunk Cup.
Our rare is Leyline of Sanctity. 2 white for an enchantment. If it's in your opening hand, you may begin with it on the battlefield. You got hexproof.
Target Cameron cannot win the game.
No kidding, yeah. And our foil, because every Modern Masters pack had a foil.
Every
is-
pack has a foil. That's why you're paying extra.
There
That
you
and the
go.
Chiclets box. Lol.
Is a foil Evolving Wilds. Ooh. So pretty
Handsome.
handy there.
That might be the first pick. As far as limited
Yeah.
packs go, this one wasn't amazing. I do like Macta Rioters, and I like Goblin Fireslinger.
Do you take the Evolving Wilds hoping to wield the Rioters?
Bone Slingers is also okay. Yeah, I mean, Evolving Wilds is probably better than Rioters for
I would
that
just take
deck.
the Chalice and hope to wheel Artisan.
That's reasonable, too.
Or just take the Chalice anyway, just because...
if you take the Vapor Snag, there's no more blue cards in the pack.
Yeah, take Vapor Snag, cut blue.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. It's a pretty bad pack for limited, but I honestly like all these cards in the draft format, so it's got that going for us.
Neat.
Or you
Okay.
could just take Leyline of Sanctity and blank all of their Fire Slingers.
Boom. Or wait, does it say each opponent?
What? Fireslinger?
Fireslinger.
I don't think so.
Target player. You're good. You're good. You know what you're doing. Okay. Is it Cameron's
do-
turn to yeet?
I
one more
don't
pack,
know.
or
What do we want?
You want
Let's-
to pick?
I'm king of tight plays over here.
Let's just pick one.
Okay.
What do you want?
What's that purple one with the yellow stripe? I'm kidding. There's like 15 packs in here that aren't Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, ignore all of those.
I like, actually, how about that yellow one?
This
I like
one?
the look of the yellow one.
This one here?
Cat? Nope. Oh, it's
No.
Guilds of Ravnica.
Guilds of Ravnica.
It's Guild
Ooh.
Standard.
This was given to... Oh, this one, by the way, the Modern Masters pack didn't have a name on it, so thank you to whomsoever that was.
Thank you, Anonymous MM
And
2015 giver.
This pack of Guilds of Ravnica was given to us by Jackie at PAX Australia 2018.
Thank you.
Is that the one you took your whole family to?
No, that was 2016?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, this is the one. This was myself, Kathleen, Beej, and Ben.
Fun.
Yeah. Wishcoin Crab.
Nice.
Quab.
If you like this card, tune in to B Wheeler MTG on Twitch TV.
Yeah. It's a 2/5 crab for 3 and a blue. Really good, actually, in this limited format in the Demir deck, just to sit there and block.
Absolutely. Yeah. More Walls of Mist.
Yeah.
These ones are harder to get
This one's
through
got
even.
power, though.
Exactly.
Sure Strike. Good in the Izzet deck and the Boros deck. 1 and a red for an instant. Target creature gets +3/+0 and first strike until end of turn. Collar the Culprit. 3 and a white for an instant. Destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater.
Don't play
Quab.
this.
Yeah, it's not amazing, honestly. This is not a terrific card.
No.
TBH.
No deck wants it.
Dazzling Lights. Single blue mana instant. Target creature gets -3/-0 until end of turn, and you surveil 2.
Those abilities are on the card in the wrong order.
Right, yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
like the
choosing a
surveil-
target happens first, but the surveil
Well,
happens
no,
before
like-
the shrinking, right?
No, I'm just mean the Surveil 2 is much more important than the Shrink
Oh,
effect
okay,
here.
sure,
Yeah.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
like,
big
I guess
time.
the shrink effect is fair.
-3/-0 for, I don't know if that's worth a card, even with the Surveil.
I think
but you
I-
read it and you play like Surveil 2 for 1 blue mana, absolutely.
I think I've seen this
Yeah.
go
And it does
creature
something
once.
else.
Yeah, no, for sure. You're right. This card is fine. It's good.
Crowl Foragers. 4 and a green for a 4/4 insect scout with Undergrowth, which is when it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each creature card in your graveyard. That's not what Undergrowth does. Undergrowth is the reminder text that this has something to do with the number of creature cards in your graveyard, which in this case is you gain a life.
This was not great.
No, this card's
You
fine.
never wanted to sit down and be drafting the black-green deck, but this was a perfectly fine role player. And you honestly needed one or two of these in that deck.
I don't even mind the black-green deck, but like the undergrowth deck was not really...
I've had good experiences with it when every other player is like green-black.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's weak, and they just pass.
Rhizome Lurchers?
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah.
Like, I
Take those
had some
guys.
good experiences with just being able to wheel, like, basically just play uncommons in Golgari because everything wheels.
Rhizome Lurchers, just like getting past 4 mana 7/7s.
Yep.
Hell
There's a Death Touch guy that has lure, right? The Death Touch creature that just is also
Okran
lured.
Assassin.
Yeah,
Although that only
exactly.
works in paper, right?
Right, okay.
What? What?
In Arena, the bots are...
Oh, I
Don't
see.
have
The Arena of the Bots
yeah,
take the
on
black
Arena,
cards.
you just play Dimir every time.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They've gotten better at that. But pardon me. Sorry, my tea went down the wrong way. Burglar Rat. 1/1 for 1 and a black. It's a rat. Enters the battlefield. Each opponent discards a card. Like that very much, because then you can sacrifice it to Severed Strands later. Undercity Uprising. This is not a good reason to be in green-black.
No.
2 black, green, sorcery. Creatures you control gain death touch until end of turn. Then target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. So your creature's probably dying anyway.
So you can imagine the ceiling on this card's pretty high.
You can imagine that,
Yeah.
and I've never seen it.
That led me to take a few of them the first time I drafted this set, and then I noticed that my 3rd pick was the same as my 12th pick, and I thought, oh, okay, I'm doing this wrong.
Parhelion Patrol is a 2/3 for 3 and a white human knight, flying, vigilance, and mentor. I like this one a lot. I always forget it has mentor. I'm like, 2/3 flying vigilance for 4, sure. And you just sort of like poking in the air, and then sometimes you'll be attacking with this in a hunted witness, and an arena will go, you want to put that counter over there? And I'm like, well, what? What's happening? Oh, right, okay,
Free
cool.
things.
Yeah. Boros Locket, probably the worst Locket, because you don't want it in a Boros deck.
Yeah, I mean, was there a best lock? I guess Dimir was fine.
Dimir was pretty
or
good.
any of the blue or black ones because they would splash.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Because you wanted cards, but yeah. Siege Worm, 5 green for a 5/5 with trample, and Convoke. If you can power out, I mean, the green-white deck also was not the most amazing, but if it came together because everyone else in the draft pod was like, I'm out, then you could power this one out pretty quickly.
Although I think Selesnya suffered more because a lot of their stronger cards were in white, like the Hawk.
Yep. And so Boros was like, I'll have that, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll win those races. Thank you.
Join Shields, 3 green-white for an instant. Untap all creatures you control. They gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. This is another card where you can imagine a very high, powerful upside, and it never quite lands.
I feel like when you're looking at this card, because I also remember picking it, thinking about the upside and trying it once or twice, and it's just very expensive actually for this effect. I wonder if it started out with Convoke and then they took Convoke off of it and then forgot to make it cheaper mana-wise. Like, this card still wouldn't be Unfair, Broken, Bomb-worthy at 4. At 3, you'd start to go like, okay, maybe that'll see constructed play sometimes. And it'll probably be good in draft. But it's only down to 2 do I think, like, this effect is bonkers good.
Like, it makes sense to be like, haha, I'll untap my things and then block and then get to eat their whole board, but it never doesn't really...
Yeah, I mean, you're holding up 5 mana, so you're not... And, like, I don't know. Yeah.
Next, Plague Crafter. 2 and a black for a 3/2 human shaman. When it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Each player who can't discards a card.
Yep.
It's actually,
Yep. Love it.
It's good.
Love it.
They just kept making Fleshbag Marauder better.
Yep. Finally got it right.
Yeah, and this one's good. Yeah.
Wand of Vertebrae.
No, you don't. You don't want a vertebrae.
No. Single mana for an artifact. Tap it to put the top card of your library into your graveyard. And 2 and tap it and exile it. Shuffle up to 5 cards from your graveyard into your library. I don't believe I ever saw this cast.
Yeah, it turns out bad Codex Shredder.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it grinds.
Yeah.
It mills you, if that's what you need to do.
Our Guildgate is a Boros Guildgate. And our rare is Charnel Troll.
Oh, yeah.
1 black green for a 4/4 troll with trample. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Charnel Troll. If you can't, sacrifice the Charnel Troll. But you can pay 1 and a green and discard a creature, to put a +1/+1 counter on Tarnal Troll. So you can play Troll on 3, untap, pay 2, and discard a card from your hand. Now it's a 5/5. Then you exile that creature from your graveyard. Now it's a 6/6. So you're attacking with a 6/6 trample on turn 4. It's pretty good.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
Brian Kibler thought this card was good enough to see constructed play, and he built a deck around it and some other new Golgari cards during the early access event. I remember I watched the stream for a while, and I thought it looked good, but then I never saw that deck again.
Yeah, then other cards
exactly
showed up. But yeah, I like Tarnal Troll a lot.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jackie. That was a fun pack.
Do we have one more? Are we thanking our sponsors?
I think we're moving on to thanking the sponsors because we're going to go play some Magic ourselves. So yeah, that's going to do it for this week. Let us know what you think about the secret lairs and whatnot by way of engagement in the comments. A reminder that this show is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Do check out cardkingdom.com/LRR. We recommend them because we think they're great. And of course, this show and everything we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Thank you all so much. Until next time, I've been Graham.
I've been Cameron.
I've been Nelson.
James is over there on tech. Heather gets these online. Thank you so much for watching, and we will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.